All right, everyone. We are back here, UFC card collab number 21 with my handsome collab expert, Zac. I got the first one in. I had to do it. I had to get the first one
Nice.
in this time around. We
Good
are fresh
compliment. Good compliment.
off our first live that we did just a week and a half ago now, Zac. We had a successful first live, and as we said, they will be the start of many. But we are back with this card collab. We have all your usual favorite segments, from agree to disagree, trash hold sell, and we even have some viewer questions, Zac. We're getting questions, mate. This is awesome. This is what we wanted, and that's what we're going to start this show off with. We're going to get straight into it. We have Best Bowl Cabo, and he wants to know, as we pull up this question here, because I also want to let people know we've got a new system here. Look how far I've been speaking with Elon, mate. Look what we've got going on here. We are pulling up stuff live. No more editing backstage. We are doing this all live here. So bear with us.
Slow clap, everybody. Slow clap.
Bear with us. Bear with me, should I say. Zac's the expert at this, but I'm very new to it. But he wants to know, or they want to know, I should say, are 1's overrated or oversaturated? Zac, I've got a very short and sweet answer to this, which I don't think is going to be much of a surprise, but I'll let you take the reins first. What are your thoughts on this question?
Yeah, kind of an interesting question, because he does bring up a good point here about, nowadays there can be so many different 1's. So like, is it really worth it for 1's? My answer is definitely yes. 1's, are correctly valued, and maybe even in some cases a little bit underrated. The 101 is going to be the most liquid card of any of the cards from that specific card. So like, if you have, let's say, a base card from a more recent set, we have 500 parallels total of that specific card. Let's say 100 of them have sold already. Well, then we know that there are basically 100 people potentially who would be interested in that card. And you have the 1 that means you could get, basically 100 people that would be interested in that card. It could be a bidding war, should be a lot more rare than the cards that have already sold. So it's definitely a premium of any specific card. The 1 is always going to be the best. I think that's, pretty common sense. But this kind of got me thinking, and it was like, what about 1's from people that are not very sought after? 1's of people that you don't really ever see sales of. And I actually found on Card Ladder a 2023 select Augusto Sakai 1 sold for $205, man. That is crazy to me. So even lesser known fighters have liquid 1's, and that's a really good sale too. $200 for Augusto Sakai. I did not expect to see that. And then, not to mention, now that we have Topps back, we have the Super Fractor, which in my opinion is the best parallel of any of the parallels. So not only is it going to be a lot more rare, 1 it's also going to be a really good looking card. So I think that nowadays 1's are properly rated, or even a little bit underrated in some cases. What about you, man?
All right. I like how you answered this. You took it from more of a collecting's perspective. As I like how you mentioned about being overrated in terms of that. I mean, underrated. Sorry, was your opinion that if you have 100 collectors who are chasing several other parallels, of course, if they could afford it, if their wallet allowed it, if the card ever came available, there is technically potentially 100 people who are interested in that 101, which does add to the demand over the supply factor. So I did like that point of view. Well, the way that I thought more of it was this oversaturated thing. If we have X amount of sets, X amount of parallels, X amount, you've got the base cards. We've had Finest now, which has a 3-tier system. Gold Label also had a 3-tier system. So that's already tripling the amount of 101s just for that base set. And then we have all the inserts that are also going to have 101s. And that's just for one release. And then we're having, 4 or 5 releases every year. So we're having, these chase rookies such as Diego Lopez, and, he's going to end up with 15, 20 101s from his rookie year.
Probably more than that, which is crazy.
Which I believe we are tipping over the oversaturated market, because obviously you're then boiling down to premium sets, more favored sets by collectors as to, which 101 is the number one chase 1 and that's where it gets very murky for me. And that's where I think they are oversaturated. I think we're currently seeing, especially with Finest now, is a very good example. We are seeing too many 101s for every fighter. So, and as you said, and we have this Augusta Sakai 101 from Select, which also was a 3-tier system that is selling for a few $100s. So, not to say that Augusta Sakai shouldn't have a 101, but I do believe, are they overrated? As you said, it's hard to say they're overrated because they are such a chase card for every collector. If every collector could, of course, we all want the 101, but are they oversaturated? Absolutely. I agree with that. So, very good question. Thank you to Best Bowl Cabal for this question.
Thanks, man. Good topic. Fun conversation.
And we are going to be prompting now. We're halfway through. We have another question from our very good friend over at UFC Card Fiend. But leave your questions in the comments below now, and we will be getting them to either the live that will be happening in a few weeks on my channel, where we're all going to be, hanging out together, answering questions, getting to interact with all you fans out there, all you people who watch our show. And other than that, it will be answered on the next collab, UFC Collab 22, heading into UFC 314 on Zac's channel. But the second question that we have is from UFC Card Fiend, and he wants to know if we could rip only one more licensed hobby box, and then we have to retire, Zac. So that means one last hobby box to sort of rule them all. Which product would you rip? And this can also include any year of Panini or Topps from any era. So, Zac, if you're going to die tomorrow, not putting bad not putting any bad juju out there or anything, but this is basically what he's asking.
Yeah.
You're to die tomorrow, Zac, and you've got to rip one last hobby box tonight. Which hobby box is it going to be? What product, what year, and why?
All right. J Money, what's up, dude? Thanks again. Another great question. J Money is just like, one of the MVPs when it comes to these questions, the question segment. So I appreciate you, man. Again, like Damien said, get the questions in. All right. So this had me, Damien, I'm cheating again, dude. I always cheat with these questions. I kind of have two answers here, but I do have one answer that would be the one that I go to. But I wanted to kind of talk about two things. So currently there's, a few autos that I do want in my display to hold forever from 2009 Topps round 1. The ceiling, I think, is so high on that product. And I also think that the floor is kind of pretty high on that product too. So I think if like money was no object, that's for sure the product that I would want to get. I think those are going for like $3,000 or something. So, I mean, the box is pretty ridiculous. But, it should be ridiculous. You got Rogan rookies, Dana rookies, Buffer rookies. I like a lot of those autos. Almost every auto is vertical, with a good picture on it. I like the Victorious Debut inserts as well, and with a $3,000 price. So that's definitely the box that I'm going to rip. But in second place, and one that I did think about, was the 2014 Topps Knockout box. And Damien, if we have a CT scanner maybe, and we can tell what's in the product, and we CT scanned both boxes before, and if I saw that there was a Habib first auto in there, maybe like a red ink or something, I would probably rip that box, because that's definitely, one of the most sought after cards that I want, in my opinion. But because the odds are so low of that, and we don't have like a $50,000 CT MRI machine, I'm going to go ahead, and my answer is going to be Topps round 1. What about you?
I like it. I like that answer so much that it should be no surprise if I was to die tomorrow and I need to rip a product, a hobby box. You're going to go the most expensive one. The most expensive one is that round 1 from 2009 Topps. And as for all the reasons you said about all the cards that could potentially hit, even just the historic value of that you would get, just to, I'd like to jump on Instagram and do a live video and actually get people watching for a change. And, just get to be able to say, I have opened a hobby box of 2009 round 1. And not to say that won't ever happen, Zac, but we'll let the powers that be decide that. But
yeah, that would be sick
answer as well. I think, if you want to flex in this UFC card community, you need a 2009 round 1 hobby box to do that. So that's exactly why I will be choosing that as my last ever hobby box to rip. But yeah, thank you for the viewer questions. We very much appreciate them. As we said, get them down in the comments below so we will not be missing them when it comes to our next collabs. All right, Zac, we're getting straight into this, mate. No mucking around.
Doing it.
Crash, sell, hold.
That is trash. Oh, you gotta sell that. Hold.
All right, this week I was a little bit mixed emotions about what to do. We often pull some cards left out of field in order for this segment, but I'm keeping it super relevant this week, and I am going with the man of the main event, one of the most UFC popular fighters that we have from 2023 products all the way leading into now 2025. He has been a mainstay in the stars of the UFC for quite a bit of time now, which is hard to do at the top of the sport.
Yep.
We have Alex Pereira heading in to the main event against Ankalaev. So I wanted to bring forth 3 Peloton cards, and they're all autographs. And what you're actually going to notice here, there's a bit of a recurring theme. All autographs. We have first this Topps 2024 Knockout. It's the dual relic with the on-card autograph. This one is actually sitting up on eBay. These weren't comp sales. These are all ones that are out for sale currently right now.
Oh, okay.
All these cards have similar value of asking price about $250. So I thought that's what makes this super interesting. We have, as I said, this 2024 Topps Knockout on-card auto with the dual relic, not specific to any event, but that's all right. We have that coming up against the hot card of this most latest release. It's the Finest Intimidators on-card auto. It's the gold parallel. This one, 36 to 50. Shout out to the eBay seller with this cool. You talked about this too. Look how good this card looks in this octagon here, in the trading card octagon. This one, as I said, it's a hot chase for many collectors from 2024 Finest, which is the most recent release. This one also up for about that $250 mark currently. And then you know what also is up for $250? Lastly, we have his rated rookie optic base from 2023 Panini Optic sticker auto, which is what you get from most of Panini's products. But as I said, this one, the base, nothing too special going on here. Sticker auto, but also sitting at that $250 price. So, Zach, of these 3 cards, which one are you going to trash? Which one are you going to sell? And which one are you going to hold? And we will, as per usual, start off with the sell. Which one do you want to sell of these 3 options, Zach?
All right. For the sale, man, this is kind of a tough one for me. And I kind of I changed my answers a little bit as I went through, but the one I'm going to sell is the most recent of these cards on this list. And it is the lowest of the print run by far. So kind of some weird reasoning, but kind of stick with me in this segment and maybe it'll make sense at the end. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sell the 2024 Topps Finest Intimidators on card gold of 50. I like this design. It's loud. It's in your face. It's a little scary. It's a little intimidating, but the image of this, he kind of looks a little Frankenstein-y. I don't know. I kind of wish he was looking like straight at the camera, like we saw with some of the other pictures. But as far as the design goes, this one is pretty good. I just think the picture's not the best of these. But it is the lowest of the print run of 50. You know, it is on card. It's gold. And it's the newest. So the reason that I'm selling this is because I know this would be very easy to sell. You have a guy that all of these would be easy, but I think of the 3, this would be the easiest just because of how new it is. It's on card and it's gold. So I'm going to sell the 24 Topps Finest Intimidators. Where are you going?
Yeah, okay. I like your points there. I like your points. I was having an internal battle. You know, we talk about when it comes to selling, you made a good point. The hottest product out right now is the newest product, and that's why that one is always an easy sell choice. I'm more thinking of these 3, which one does not belong in the trash? It's hard to say that a rookie card does not belong in the trash. So we're not going to go with that one. This card, it has the better auto, I would say, of the 2 with the on-card auto. This one does have the better auto comparing to the Finest Intimidators, which the auto's, you know, a little bit more off center, a little bit more harder to read. This card has no relic. But, you know, we are talking about what's relevant right now. And I think that when it comes to buying autographs, although this is the sticker autograph. This is a base version. It is his rookie autograph. So that's why I will be selling this card this weekend. And I think that of the three, when people are looking up, Alex Pereira rookie cards, when they're looking up Alex Pereira autos, this is the one that I think is going to be more sought after, even though we are talking about 2 on-card autographs. So I will be selling this rated rookie Peloton sticker auto from Optic 2023. All right, Zach. Now it's the big one, mate. The big reveal.
Big reveal.
Which one belongs in the garbage bin, dragged out by the awesome garbage men, mate? Which one of these three?
Yeah.
You have 2 left. These 2 up. Which one is going into the trash and why?
Dude, you really screwed me here. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing, dude, and I'm on to you, all right? This is really my favorite card of the 3, and it's the 2023 Peloton Optic rated rookie. I think this is one of the best images that his rookie card has. Vertical image, it's dynamic. I like the rated rookie logo, but it is a sticker. It is a base auto, and who knows how many of these they made, Damien. I did, there's another segment we're going to talk about later, so stick around, about how many sticker autos there are, and I did like a deep dive, and the estimation on the numbers is astounding. So I think that these base autos for rookie autos is going to be insane in the future whenever we finally get all of those pop reports and that data kind of slowly begins to increase. And this really hurts because it's the only rookie card in this lineup. And I think as time goes on, we're going to just see so many. So I'm going to have to trash the only rookie card on this list, 2023 Optic rated rookie Peloton. Also my favorite image of these.
That's wild. That is
I know.
Wild.
It's I'm sure it's a hot take.
I didn't see you going there, but you went there. That's all right. All right. So that means you are going to keep this one.
I'm keeping the best looking card on here, man. This is not, initially I thought this was going to be easy. I was like, oh, I'm dumping the knockout. But then I took a second. I looked at each card and I was like, this is the one that I would want to have in the display. I mean, the color match relic, it's a triple color. You got orange, the whole design, orange, yellow, black, blue. I think it really works visually. And I like the pose that he has. To me, this is more intimidating than the Intimidators look. The 3-color relic is awesome. The on card is, like you said at the beginning, is the cleanest of the 3. I wouldn't grade this, because it is knockout and those are super thick. The people were on card auto, so it probably was getting bumped a lot. But this card is limited. Unlike my favorite card on the list that has a million parallels, this one at least has a little bit more rarity, and I think it's the best looking, so I'm holding the 24 Topps knockout.
We got there in the end, mate. We got there in the end. Because you took my words straight out of my mouth. And that is why, unfortunately, I have to trash his finest Intimidators.
Whoa, we have an agreement today on the whole?
We have an agreement on the whole.
I did not see that coming.
We got there in the end. But yeah, I think this auto is a bit weak. I don't like it there. I think Peloton should have been scribbled straight across the middle of this card. There is space for it there. I'm a bit disappointed in Pereira in this one. I agree with you. The image while it is somewhat intimidating, as you said, with the Frankenstein, there's really not too much going on with this image here in order for it to fit in with the parallel, the insert that is the Intimidators. I mean, yeah, I've spoke about, I do love everything else to design with the card, but I just think for this Pereira one and everything that you mentioned about this knockout, everything from the auto to the relics to the color match, even the 1-2 block lettering here kind of works with the old one.
It really is
Pereira punch.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, this card has got it going on, and as I said, it's it's got 4 times the rarity, 4 times the population to what this one does, but it doesn't matter. It just goes to show when a collector puts his head down and takes everything in consideration, even cards with 4 times the population can still beat a card that is gold to 50. So we got there in the end. I didn't see that happening. I thought this was going to be a bit of a sweep in terms of you and I were going to be, you know, having arguments after we go off air here. But we got there in the end, mate, and I'm happy about that. Let us all know down in the comments below, of these 3 cards, which one would you be wanting to keep? Which one would you be wanting to put on your eBay to sell heading into fight week, which we are at right now? And which one would you be throwing in the trash next to that smelly banana peel? Speaking of banana peels, you teased it before. Got nothing to do with banana peels, but I just said that anyway.
It is stinky, though. It is stinky.
Agree or disagree? Agree or disagree?
That is the question.
Now, Zach, I would say some people are going to think this is very controversial. Now, this could be the best segment. You pointed at it before. I hope people are still hanging around at the 20-minute mark, because you will not be disappointed if you have hanged around, if you stayed around. I've thought about this for quite some time, and I think it's we have the perfect platform now, Zach, to discuss a topic like this. We heard about before from one of our viewers about 1's overrated? Are they oversaturated? As I said, I've been thinking about this topic for a while. I want to put it out there that we are currently in the junk era for autograph cards in general. I'm not talking about any one particular product. I'm talking about just in general. I've spoke about this before. I may mention this before. It is clear that what the manufacturers are doing are making the autos, the chase cards, because it stands there right on the box. You know, 2 autos per box, 1 auto per box. And we know there's a lot of boxes out there. Forget about how many cases are out there. There are a ton, an elephant ton, more than 10 elephant tons worth of boxes out there. So that begs the question, if we are getting 2 autographs per hobby box for every set that gets released, year in, year out, over, you know, a fighter can have product for 10, 15 years. That's a lot of autographs. So I'm putting it out there. Zach, statement, agree or disagree? Are we currently in the junk era for autograph cards? Let's hear it.
All right, man. This was a fun topic, and honestly, I spent way too much time doing this that I'm going to explain. So I hope that people are still watching, and I may do a video on my channel just to go deeper into this, because it was kind of a fun exercise. Okay. Stay with me, guys. There's going to be a lot of numbers, a lot of information, but I had to do this to kind of even see if I agree or disagree. So just to start it, it's an easy agree for me, but I did a deep dive. You know, we looked at a bunch of checklists and compared and contrast the amount of autos in 4 different products. So I have 2009 round 1. I have 2017 Topps Chrome. I have 21 Panini Prism. And then I have, or 2023 Panini Prism, sorry, and then 24 Topps Finest. So we're going to be comparing all 4 of those products, how many autos are in each one. So 2009 base set, we had 38 fighters of 25 red ink and a blue ink unnumbered. So the unnumbered is going to be a theme here with the newer ones. So for 2009, we have 1 auto that is unnumbered. We have the Ultimate Gear Relic, Dual Matte Relic. So there's 3 different autos, 1 non-numbered auto. And in total, there's 1,650 autos in this product. 1,650 autos. Topps Chrome, we have a Hotbox Refractor, 1 per case. So that's going to be 1 unnumbered auto in Topps Chrome. We have Fighter Auto Variation, UFC Fire, Museum, UFC Tier 1, and top of the class autos, a total of 4,048. So already we've jumped from round 1 had 1,650 to Chrome, which is 4,048. Now this is where it gets absolutely insane. We jump into modern times. We jump into, you know, last year's Panini Prism run. Damian, with this product, you have 3 non-numbered autos in every single auto category. So you have champion signatures, silver, green, and undercard are all unnumbered. We have no idea how many autos are in that those specific cards. And we have that in champion signatures, legendary signatures, superstar auto, and throwback signatures. So just counting the numbered parallels, we have 18,700 autos. If we do some guesswork and we say the 12 total unnumbered autos are of 299, that adds 76,000 more autos to this product. That's a total of almost 95,000 autos potentially in 23 Prism. Now, obviously, you could say maybe that's over and it's like closer to of 199, but the number is still in astronomical how big that is. Okay, now we go to Topps Finest, and we're almost done. I'm sorry for all the math. You guys are probably asleep.
No, this is perfect. This is perfect.
We have Chrome Rookie Auto. What was interesting is in Finest, we had a ton of, we had like the most sets of autos, which I thought was interesting. So there was there was way different cards. What did we have? We had like 9 different auto cards. We had Chrome Rookie,
More than
Chrome.
More than Knockout.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry. Chrome, Topps Chrome, not Topps Finest. Sorry, that was a typo. We had the Chrome Rookie Auto, Chrome Vet Auto, Future Stars Auto, Hall of Fame Auto, Main Event Auto, Marks of Champion Auto, Octagon Legends Auto, UFC Signatures Auto, and Youth Quake Signatures Auto. So by far the most amount of designs that was had an auto attached to it. Let's see, that's 9 different auto types, 34,391 autos. We had 2 unnumbered parallels in that whole thing. So I will give it to Topps. They did less unnumbered parallels, which are the ones that obviously are going to inflate the numbers because we have no idea how many they do. If we do the same data and we do of 299 and we multiply that with the unnumbered, that adds 5,000 extra autos. So it would be a total of 39,474 autos. Okay, the comparison, we're almost done. I'm sorry, we're almost done. Round 1 had 1,650 for Topps Chrome. That's 24 times as many autos from Topps Chrome. Comparing Topps Chrome to 2017, it's 10 times more auto. And if we compare Panini Prism to Topps Chrome has 2.4 times less the amount of autos than Panini Prism. So Panini Prism has 2.4 times more autos than Topps Chrome. All right. That was so much. That was probably like 10 minutes long. But yes, I agree. The data says we're right.
Yeah. And so that was perfect too, because we had 2009, jumped up to 2017, which is 8 years. And then now we're 8 years removed from 2017. So it was a good little timeline you had there. And you've basically, your mathematic genius has proved that this statement is in fact correct. There is way too many autos. I'm surprised to hear about the Prism actually outnumbering the current product. I would have thought that maybe Topps now, they're getting pretty wild with their parallels. 2025, I actually would love for this to be revisited after 2025 Chrome.
I agree.
I think I'm actually, speaking of videos, I want to do a comparison with what we've seen for 2025 Chrome WWE, because the amount of parallels we have for that is absolutely bananas. But yeah, I think this could be a fun one to revisit definitely after 2025 Chrome, if that actually overtakes the current, as you said, bigger number that we've had from Panini Prism in 2023. But thank you very much for doing that research. I hope people down there who are watching actually appreciate that, because that was awesome. And yeah, it's getting wild out there, and
it's getting wild, dude.
What's the future going to hold? But yeah, that's a perfect answer for this agree or disagree. So thanks for that one, mate.
Yes, sir. Hey, so what do you think about buying autos right now? Like, since we know this, right? Are there specific autos that you would rather target versus other ones? Are you just not buying modern autos? What's kind of your thoughts around that, knowing that there's so many?
Yeah, I mean, I just find it hard to pull the trigger now. I've talked about before, like I love the Warriors autograph, Octagon Warriors for 2024 knockout, but I still didn't pull the trigger. There was just something, I was like, oh yeah, it just doesn't have the appeal, And then once you start diluting your PC with too many autographs, so I know there's people who, this is obviously just my opinion. There's people who are just out there strictly collecting autographs, which is that's their thing. But yeah, I think if you stay true, you can't go wrong. And I know you're a big advocate of this too. Is if you're going to grab an auto, grab the first auto, grab that rookie auto or the second year auto if you can. Obviously, that's where the most of the money is going to go. But if we're talking about, instead of buying 3 or 4 random insert autos from random years, instead of getting a first autograph, then that's all still, as I said, people's own choice. But for me, I've been holding off. I'm not there have been some autos, even this Intimidator's autos. Now I'm like, oh, well, do I get the O'Malley gold or do I get the red? And then, you start, talking about out of 5. So then we, it starts pushing up there. It gets a few $100s, and then it's like, well, maybe I should put those $100 in a second year autograph from museum or something like that.
Right.
So it gets very, very murky. And obviously this is all just a collector's priority question. But myself, I haven't been buying many autographs, and I've actually been buying funny little segue. I've actually been buying autographed pictures instead. So, 8 by 10 or
some posters,
12 by 10 posters. They're all on poster. You can say autographs, hand signed. They're most of the time they're always authenticated as well. And I find they display better. So that's where I've actually, when it comes to autographs, that's what I've been buying. But me personally, I would be sitting with the first autograph if I was to buy one for a fighter who I PC'd for sure.
Yeah, man. No, I agree. I think since we know that there's a billion different autos, there could potentially be 1,000 autos in one product from one fighter. You got to really kind of go to either the lower end parallels or the one that's like really just captivating your attention visually. Like really kind of take your time and figure out what auto you think is going to either last, stand the test of time as far as value goes, or if you're collecting, because you think the card looks awesome, really figure out what card looks awesome. Because if you're just buying autos, the data we just saw, a ton of them are just going to be completely worthless. So definitely find one that has an attachment to you either in one of those ways.
Yeah, definitely. As you said, stipulation, if you're buying it for value, I think your safest bet would be with the first auto, which is what you're saying there. All right, Zach, good way to finish that one off. Good segment. But it's now time for pay-per-view buys.
Pay-per-view buys.
All right, Zach, we'll do a quick little recap. And just to let everyone know, this will be the last time we're doing a recap on these collabs that we do. All the recaps so for example, our recap for this current UFC 313 this weekend, we'll actually be doing on the live, and we'll be doing that. The recaps from the last event we will be doing on the lives from now on forward. But we will do a quick recap. You had a couple of Pandora Prisms, 3 in total for 2 championships fighters. How did you go? How did we go with the UFC 312 event?
Dude, I didn't sell any of them. Yeah, I'll just shout some numbers real quick at you. The Strickland only had 2 views and 1 watcher. The DDP had 9 views and 1 watcher, and the Whaley had 9 views, 0 watchers. They were all buy it now at $19.99. Again, this card's limited to of 99. Good looking card, all pretty good condition. A little surprised I didn't sell one. I did think I would sell one, especially having, Drickus pretty much dominate that fight from start to finish. Sean had no answers at all. Drickus was able to use, I think the fight previously, the 25 minutes he spent with Strickland, I think he was just able to learn and get a really good game plan. He cracked him a few times, destroyed his nose, dude. That was a crazy moment to just see his nose explode, and then to have him like fixing it was pretty badass, honestly. That was a crazy moment. But yeah, didn't sell any of these. The Whaley, we'll talk about it after. How did you go with yours?
Yeah, I also had as I said, we talk about this curse. Is it real? I had the Sean Strickland. It was a Panini Instant from 2022, rated rookie, numbered to like 469 or something, however many they sold the sets. But yeah, it was up eBay, $10 with free shipper buying now. Obviously, Sean Strickland didn't win. I think I literally had maybe 5 or 6 views, no saves on that card. Didn't move, and I don't think I'll ever move that one now. But we'll see. But we're heading in.
Never know, man.
You never know. Maybe after watching this, someone will be like, wow, I really want that card, Damien. I'm going to jump over to eBay, which is linked in my description.
Yeah, I think I saw online that Bobby Knuckles was wanting to fight Strickland. So I mean, there could still be some really popular money fights for Strickland out there. I mean, he is a kind of a fan favorite. Yeah, so you never know.
We'll see. But yeah, heading into this weekend, we have not this card, but which one do you want to talk about, Zach? You've got 2 up. I can no, you just got 1 up actually. Let's bring it up here. This is what you've got. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I hit this in my 2024 Topps Finest Mega Box. It's a Magomed Ankalaev Intimidators of 93 Green Shimmer. This looks really good in person, man. It looks good. Yeah, he'll be fighting in the main event. It's got 38 views. It's got 2 watchers. So it does have some popularity, which I guess shouldn't be surprising since he's fighting in the title fight. But I am surprised that I haven't had any offers or that this hasn't sold. I figured with him upcoming, people would be like kind of gambling on him winning, thinking that he's going to out wrestle Pereira and that they would go ahead and pull the trigger on this. But it hasn't sold yet, so it's still up. So I honestly kind of want Poatan to win just so that we can set up some mega fights with him in the future. But we'll see what happens. Ankalaev is a good wrestler, and that's kind of the recipe to win, in my opinion, when you're fighting him. So we'll see. What about you?
Have you got this up for a buy it now, or?
Yeah, to buy it now. I didn't write it down, but I think it's 29 or 39, so it's pretty somewhat cheap.
Yeah, definitely achievable for someone who wants to pick that one up. I myself also sticking in the main event, so it's hard to see if the jinx is going to work for this, but I just have the simple of the 2023 Silver Prism for Alex Pereira in the raw condition. We're going to see what happens with this. I got the recent comp for this card. It's selling pretty good. 30. This is Swedish crowns, everyone, so don't freak out.
Like, yeah, what is a sack, dude?
Oh my god, what a loser. That's divide that by 10, you basically get your USD.
Okay.
So that one obviously selling around $32, which actually is really solid. Yeah. That's for a raw silver prism for any fighter to be getting $32.
Yeah, that's surprising.
I actually reckon that's really good. And as I said, this was a recent comp. We can see the January 31. Mm-hmm. This in a PSA 10. I did have an image that I can't bring up now because this beautiful platform wouldn't allow me. But the PSA 10 for the Silver Prism for Alex Pereira is also sitting somewhere around the $230 mark, which is really solid as well.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
Pereira, getting a lot of love, which is great to see. As I said, I was actually really happy to see this, a Silver Prism in a raw condition for someone like Alex Pereira to get a $32 sale is actually solid. So I myself, I'm a little bit more humble than that seller. This one is going to be up for $28 plus a little bit of shipping. But yeah, we'll see if this one moves. If he wins, if he knocks out Ankalaev, hopefully people are going to be wanting to get into the Silver Prism market for Alex Pereira. This one obviously a little bit off center. So I'm wondering if that might, put people off. It's not. I wonder how many people out there actually want a Silver Prism in the raw and they want to keep it raw, or they're actually buying the Silver Prism to get that PSA 10 and potentially get a $230 flip. $30 into $230 for plus the grading fee is actually pretty decent. So there's probably a lot of people who may be thinking to make that play. But either way, $28, buy it now on my eBay. This one will be up for, so we'll see what happens.
Nice, man. That's a good card to have for this weekend, so good luck on that.
Yep, you too. All right. That's it, Zach. We zoomed through this. That's the wrap for the regular segments. We obviously, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we are, for those of you who are still watching, thank you for tuning in still. And we'll be doing a live probably 2 weeks around from now. We will be releasing on both our Instagram. So stay tuned. Jump over to Zach's channel over at YouTube, subscribe to his channel. He's doing big things over there. That will be linked in the description. And also jump on his Instagram. It also will be linked in the description. And that way, if you're following one of us or both of us, we appreciate it. But you also will be made aware of when our next live will be. And we'll be, happy to see everyone who can make the live. And we can all hang out and talk UFC, whether it be events and cards. Mm-hmm. So that's what will be happening, as I said, in a couple of weeks from now. So stay tuned for that. Zach, anything you want to finish off the show, tell the people about?
I'm just talking about the live. I mean, that was super fun. I had a blast. I know you did too. Come out and have fun, guys. Not only is it, fun to interact with y'all, but seeing like you guys talking in the comments to each other is pretty sick too. I mean, the bigger community we can have, the more people we can talk about, the more brains we can pick, and also the more potential people you can have to trade or sell cards. I think that's pretty important. and definitely helps whenever you have people that are into the same thing that could potentially, want to get a card that you're trying to move. So come hang with us, come chill over at Main Event Cards, and we'll have a good time.
Yeah, as Zach's pointing out here, and obviously it's no secret, we are part of the bigger reason why we are doing these lives is not for Zac and I to just sit here and talk with each other. It's because we're wanting to build a community. We want to interact with all you at home who, jump in the comments or like the videos or just want to come and hang out. We appreciate it all, and we want to, make a show and make some content where we can all get together and just hang out and talk about cards and talk about UFC stuff. So that's been the biggest motivation behind getting these lives. We actually, Zac and I talked about it on our first live. We were happy with 10 people. We blew that out of the water. Like,
yeah, it was awesome.
That was over on Zac's channel. We end up getting an average of about 30 viewers the whole time. We were on for about an hour. So that was absolutely amazing. And, the debut show for our lives really set a high standard. So we'll see what happens this next time around. Obviously, if you can make it, if you can come and hang out with us and, leave some questions, come and interact, that would be great. And we'll be happy to see you there on our next live. As per usual, Zac, thank you very much. Thanks for putting on that mathematician hat that you had hiding in your back pocket for that agree or disagree, because they were some outstanding numbers, and I definitely look forward to maybe seeing a deeper dive into some of that stuff. I think it's a really interesting topic, and it should be stuff that if you're not thinking about when you're collecting cards, it can help,
It definitely.
For people who are wanting to maybe, unsure about rare or care more about rarity or print runs, when it comes to stuff like autographs, you've got to think a little bit deeper. And that was a fun one to get into. So thank you, Zac. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. And we will see you all again back on my channel, everyone. Stay tuned on Instagram for when the show and what time, what day and time. But we will see you all to hang out on the next live. Thanks, everyone.
See you guys.